Hello and welcome to the Philippines. Sinulog 2020 here in Cebu City. What should you expect? I'm going to give you some information about past Sinulogs, how it's changed over the years. I'm going to give you some information about various events that are going on, and as much as I can, give you some timetables and even maps of various events. Sinulog is a religious and cultural event in Cebu City, and it has changed. I've been going to 4 different Sinulogs since 2015, 2016 actually, and this was in 2017. They used to have bars and alcohol open, in fact, on Mango Avenue, and this was 2017, and part of the reason that it changed was the event that was going on right now. It wasn't a riot, but a fight broke out. Some fights between some people out in the street. Bottles were thrown, and I was sitting there talking to a Canadian fellow. He took off running. He thought he'd heard somebody had a gun or something. But anyway, they shut down street parties and alcohol within a certain distance of all the events, and Mango Avenue is one of the main streets that many of the events go on to. And one interesting thing about this thing is that it was relatively non-violent, and the police handled it in a relatively calm manner. You would have, in the U.S., you would have SWAT teams come in and people would be taken to jail in no time at all. Here they just kind of separated the groups and gave them a little talking to, and eventually everybody went back to partying in the street. And my understanding is that they're going to allow street parties again this year, and I'm not sure what the definition of street parties is, but they want them controlled. They want the barangays, the villages, to control the street parties in their particular areas. They don't want the alcohol and the drugs part of the problem, part of the issues. People get drunk and start getting a little crazy out there. I've gone to a number of sites online, and I had some difficulty trying to find details of all the different events, but I do have enough information where I feel it'll be worth the time going through some of this stuff. So basically, it kicks off on January 10th, and it pretty much finalizes. There's a grand parade on January 19th. That's about 10 days. On January 20th, there is competitions are awarded, various prizes, parades and floats, different types of categories, I understand. It is a huge Catholic religious festival, and many of the activities have to do with the Catholic Church. There's a number of things going on. There's a walk with Jesus Friday the 17th. Starts at I believe it starts at Fuente Osmenia Circle at 4 a.m. in the morning and goes down to the Basilica in the downtown area. Saturday the 18th, there's a Solemn Procession, and I've gotten involved. I've taken some video of that, and I've gotten in. Me and a friend last year, just by accident, we ended up in the middle of one of those. We were walking down Mango Avenue, and all of a sudden we're in the middle of this. There's also on Saturday the 18th of January a Fluvial parade, which is dozens and dozens of boats out in the Mactan Channel between Cebu City, Mandaue, and Mactan Island, and it is part of the religious procession also. And the 19th, which is a Sunday, the Grand Parade, and I believe that starts at like 1 p.m. Also, the Solemn Procession, the Fluvial Procession on the 18th starts at 6 a.m. And I was told you should be down there by 4 or 5 a.m. in order to get a decent place to view it. The Solemn Procession starts at 1 p.m. I have some maps I will put up later of the different routes. And many people, 1 million people or so, get involved in that walk. But thousands of other people watch, especially for the parade. They watch from the sidelines. Many members of the police, the military, the Navy, the Coast Guard on site. Security is very high. In the past year or two, they have turned off cell service along many of the main event routes during those events. There will be events at Plaza Independencia, which is in the downtown area, down near Pier 1, from the 13th through the 19th. Ayala Mall has some things going on, I think, and Ayala IT Park has some things going on. This is part of the Solemn Procession from a couple of years ago. I took this from a walkway up on the second level, going over to Robinson's Mall. I don't believe you're allowed up there anymore, but I was allowed up there. I took quite a bit of video, and it certainly is a moving experience. It's something to behold. Tens of thousands of people, hour after hour, marching in this solemn procession. From what I've read, and like I said, I read many news reports, I looked at many other sites, and all the sites said, we will update the information as soon as we have more additional information. And I have not found much in the way of updated information specifics, but I can tell you this. The SRP, the South Road Properties, which is down, basically it's where the SM Seaside Mall is, as you go south out of Cebu City. And that area down there, they've got some areas along the Mactan Channel, and in the morning of Friday, January 17th, there's going to be small boat races, is what I've read. But I have not been able to find any times for those boat races. It just says in the morning. So I don't know if they start at 7 or 9 or what time they start. Maybe somebody can fill us in the comments and give us some additional information. In the afternoon, there's going to be a motorbike competition of some sort. And there again, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's how pretty your motorbike is, or how fast your motorbike is, or racing competition. Doesn't say. It just says motorbike competition. Those people with motorbikes who are involved in that will know more of the details. And in the evening, there again at South Road Properties, there's going to be fireworks competition. And sometime after dark, obviously, but there again, it didn't give the times, and I don't know how long it will last. They also was stated that they plan to have numerous popular musical groups to help entertain, but no details on that. So if anybody has additional details, please leave some information in the comments. The Sinulog Grand Parade on Sunday, January 9th. Everything kind of culminates there, the third Sunday of every January. And it is pretty much a long, full day with dozens and dozens of cities, towns, barangays, with their costumes and with their parade floats and their bands, marching on the route. And I will show you, I've got copies of a number of maps, the different processions and the parade route, those sorts of things. And very heavy police presence, military presence. One thing is certain, that any place that you go, there's going to be thousands and thousands of people. They also have medical personnel stationed at various places. Many of the side streets are going to be blocked off to foot traffic only, so if you're driving or taking a taxi in, they will be dropping you off a block or 2 or 3 away. This is down by Fuente Osmenia Circle. Another major area, they have a number of events, lots of stalls set up on the outside of the circle and then inside of the circle. There's no easy way to get inside of the circle except during certain events when there's no traffic. But when the traffic is let go again, you have to make your way through the traffic. The crowds and the cars and vehicles compete for the space, but lots of food stands, souvenir stands, that type of thing. Um, but there are, most of the people are very good people, friendly people, but there are a number of people who are in town, came to town with the main purpose of separating you from your valuables, from your cell phone, from your wallet. So like I said before, the cell signals will not work certain hours along certain routes, which makes it difficult to get in touch with other people, but that's the way it is. They even have down at the main church downtown, they have a rule about what you can bring in. No backpacks. In fact, I think the rule is along the routes, parade route and procession route too. No backpacks going into the big church downtown. Even you can only have clear, clear like purses that you can see through, and only of a certain size. And I think I have a picture of those requirements I'll put up a little later. So keep your valuables very close. Keep them in well, keep them very secure, and there are other videos about how to do that. There are under clothing pouches you can wear. There's a number of different ways, but believe me, I've lost 2 phones. Now this is one of the sites I found that had some useful information. Sinulog 2020, and you go to the home page and you scroll down and you find out that most of the information is from 2019, last year. 1 year ago, and you need to go up here at Sinulog, the latest news, the events scheduled for 2019, and then here's the Basilica del Santo Nino schedule for 2020, and they have the church schedules, the pretty much continuous masses, some in English, some in Cebuano, and the route maps, and I went in and I copied the route maps. I will be including those here shortly of the various routes, and I think I've got like 5 different maps with different routes there. If you're interested in any of their contests, they have guidelines for the various contests they have. Tickets, if you want to buy tickets to any of the events, or if you want to contact them. So that is that is the Sinulog Foundation, sinulog.ph. And here's information on the clear bag policy for the big church, the Basilica downtown area. And the church says it's not their decision, it's the police decision. Here is the map for the route for the launching parade to kick this all off. And I went down last year and I had my times all wrong. I asked 3 or 4 different people, got different answers from all of them, so not sure exact time. Here's the route map for the Walk with Jesus January 9th and the Walk with Mary January 17th. And of course you can join in there at any time. Starts at Fuente Osmenia Circle, goes down Osmenia Boulevard down to the Basilica downtown. And here's the schedule for January 17th, Walk with Mary, 4 a.m. So if you're going to join in, you're going to get up a little bit early there. And here's the route map of the Solemn Foot Procession route, January 18th, which is Saturday. There again, you can join in anywhere along that route, and there will be like water benders, that type of thing along the routes. Many many of the stores along the route are closed during those times. So if you want to bring some snacks, keep in mind that I don't think you're allowed backpacks along the routes. And I think that starts at 1 p.m., I believe. And here's a map of the Shortfoot Procession, January 18th, Saturday, and looks like it goes down to the Pier 1 area, where you could watch the Fluvial Procession. I believe that's what that is, and the Fluvial Procession starts at 1 a.m. in the morning. And like I said earlier, you should arrive there early if you want to get a better view. And here's the map of the Grand Parade route. And that is on Sunday. That's the culmination of the Sinulog Festival Grand Parade, Sunday, January 19th, always the third Sunday of January. And it is an all-day affair. So keep that in mind. Bring umbrellas. I think we're going to have some good weather from what I've heard by the weather forecasts. Expected good weather. And here are two additional route maps. Translation Cebu to Mandawi, and the translation from Mandawi to Lapu-Lapu as well. And I'm not sure of the times and details there. You can contact the group foundation to find out more details. Here is the contact information I pulled off of their website, Sinulog Foundation. And this song you will hear over and over again for 10 days or longer. It is a religious and a cultural festival, and so there's a lot of both involved here in Cebu City. So enjoy it if you can handle the crowds. Be safe, be careful, but enjoy the time. Oh, and there's one more important point. Did I mention the paint? You may get some paint on yourself. Yes. I went 2 Sinulogs without getting any paint, but the last 2 I did end up with some paint on my face. Filipinos do like to have fun, and for the most part, everything is very, very civil. Occasionally, in all the great fun, you might get marked with some paint. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Safe travels to you all wherever you're at, and I'll see you next time.